Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini from the late lamented GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. We're going to get right into the No Man's Sky update first, because I'm still obsessed with this game and playing it every day, every free moment. There was a day last week when I actually wasn't able to play it, not even for 5 or 10 minutes, and it killed me that I had to come home and then go right back out again, and I couldn't even stop to explore the galaxy for even 5 minutes. And the whole time I was out, I was like, I want to play No Man's Sky. But I'm still loving it, even though a lot of people are still hating it, and very disappointed to the point of apparently getting refunds for it. I saw an article online, apparently Amazon has, for digital copies, Amazon, Steam, and PSN have refunded money for the game, because people are complaining that it wasn't what they were promised, and they're disappointed and they want their money back. One guy on PSN, he said he played it for 50 hours and Sony still gave him a refund. And I'm like, dude, after 50 hours, what the hell? Come on. That's the whole game. You're done. You've gotten your money's worth there. But in looking into it, I'm like, why are people so disappointed in this game? Because I love it. I'm like, I was promised a game where you could go from planet to planet to planet in the universe, and go to a planet, explore it, discover things, move on to another planet, and do the same thing over and over again until you reach the center of the universe. And that's the game I've been playing and I'm enjoying, so I'm like, what are you playing that you can't do that? Because that's the game I was promised. But doing a little more research online, I have seen, what people are complaining about. Because I basically looked into the game and I didn't, follow it closely. I was just like, wow, this sounds really cool. And then as I got closer to release, I saw a couple trailers. I said, oh my god, this looks amazing. I'm totally going to buy this, and whatever. But I didn't do a lot of research into the game to see what they were promising, so I wasn't disappointed, because I thought it was just a space exploration game. And there would be some space combat, but you could kind of avoid that if you just wanted to go and explore and discover, which I've been able to mostly do. So I'm fine with it. But apparently, I understand, I knew that you were supposed to be able to, do it as, a space pirate, or as an explorer, and you could play the game without even landing on planets. I'd heard that claim, and having played it now for a few weeks, I'm just I don't know if you could really play the game without landing on planets. I don't know if you would get enough materials from other ships or space stations to do what you need to do. You'd have to really land on at least a few planets here and there. But, so I get that one. But, I was like, what's everyone so disappointed about? So I'm looking into it, and there are a couple things that I agree with. The ones about, that there were going to be different physics on every planet, and that depending on how far it was from the sun, that would affect the temperature and the, ecology of the planet. And that doesn't bother me. I'm not being that scientifically accurate with this game. It's science fiction. It's meant to be fun. So, if I'm on a planet that's really close to the sun and it's an ice planet, I don't complain that it should be hotter. It doesn't... I'm like, whatever. I landed on a planet, it is what it is. If I like it, I keep exploring. If I don't like it and keep getting attacked by bugs or sentinels, I get the heck out, and I just pick another one. And I don't care about the physics. Adjusting to different physics on different planets would just be kind of irritating, I think. I'm afraid that would be kind of annoying. But I also get it from a developer standpoint that that's a lot of work, extra work to put in. So you're like, nah, I'm good. We're not gonna go that far. But I've been on planets with giant floating rocks, and I don't care that I can't fly around with my jetpack because gravity should be lighter on that planet. I'm just like, whatever. It's the same gravity. The rocks are lighter. I don't know. I don't care. It's science fiction, fantasy. I'm not looking for scientific reasons, for anything. But I do agree with the alien race thing. Apparently, originally they were planning on, like, you know, the 3 different races, the factions, and you could, like, side with one over the other, and it would, like, give you an advantage or whatever. And if you were, like, doing it as a purely exploration kind of game, you might want to side with this kind of race, and if you're, you know, playing it as combat, you're going to want to side with this race. But that doesn't factor into the game at all. And I'm like, okay, and it would be neat if you could, and get advantages from that, but it doesn't do that. Every time, and also it's kind of ridiculous because every time you do something, like you learn some new nugget of the alien race history, or you've interacted successfully with a member of that alien race, your status with that race goes up. And I keep doing all this stuff and saying, oh, your you know, standing with this race has gone up. And I'm like, I'm already at, like, the top level with every alien race. Like, within a few days, I feel like I was already there. So I kind of feel like they should have adjusted for that. They also just did not adjust for that because, like, if you look at your stats in the game, like, there are certain things where, like, destroying starships or destroying sentinels where I'm still way down on the bottom because I'm not doing that sort of thing. But then up at the top, there's, like, walking around on foot, the number of feet that you've, you know, the distance that you've achieved, I forget how it's measured, alien races, aliens that you've met, words that you've learned, and I keep doing a lot of that, but within, like, a week or so, I had already reached the top level in-game, like, so I'm not getting any more, like, achievements within the game, like, it's not giving me another milestone. I've already reached top milestone in a bunch of things. And I'm just like, if we were meant to play this for, like, a really long time, and, like, really explore, you shouldn't have made the top level that low, because, like, come on. I've learned twice as many alien words as the top level requires, I think. So, I feel like I would not mind if they patched it so that, you know, not that it matters, I'm still learning alien languages, and it's good because I learn to communicate better, but it would be nice to occasionally get a milestone reached, you've learned 500 alien words, because that's not going to happen. I think I'm close to that, though. I'm in the 400 somewhere. But I also, the other complaint was about the starships, that originally they were supposed to all be different, and now they're basically, every starship is the same. And that's true. Like, every ship is basically, it's like, it'll have a different shape or color, but it controls exactly alike. It just has a different shape, and it has a different amount of storage space within. And I feel like, yeah, it would be better if you were going to play it and focus on space combat, you could get a fighter that has, like, really good weapons and maneuverability, and I'm playing as an explorer, so I want something, I don't need it to be maneuverable or have weapons, maybe some extra shielding, because I'm going to try to avoid combat, so extra shielding and extra storage space. But have those cost the same. The cost is ridiculous. Like, it's easier to get more storage space for my exosuit than my starship, because exosuit, like, I can get, like, tons more additional slots for, like, you know, a few 100,000 units now. I've got a lot of slots. But to get an extra ship, like, I had to spend, like, over 2 million units just to get, like, just to go from, like, 18 to 23, and I had, like, you know, 22 or 23 slots, and I just bought another new ship that has, like, I think 28 slots, and that cost me over 5 million units. And I'm just like, good lord! Like, it's really prohibitively expensive. So I'm upping the storage on me and not the ship. I'm not storing stuff on my ship, really, because it's just too expensive. So if they could find a way to tweak that in a patch, that'd be super awesome. I did get lucky, though, because I did land on a planet that had these things called vortex cubes. They were everywhere, just strewn all about caves, and they sold for, like, almost 25,000 a piece. So I would basically just, like, go into a cave system, fill my inventory up with vortex cubes, and then run back to the depot, sell them all, and get, like, you know, 500,000 units in one fell swoop. So I just kept going back and forth and finding more caves, and then running back to the depot and selling them, and it was awesome. And so I earned, like, millions and millions of credits, and then I upgraded my ship, and then I said, okay, now I'm just gonna go, because it was starting to get a little repetitive and boring, just gathering vortex cubes and selling them, so I was like, I need to go to a new planet to make it more interesting again, so now I've moved on. But, I mean, I get the complaints, but I still think this is a great game, and I'm still really enjoying playing it. So, whatever. And I'm gonna keep playing it, because I find that I don't get bored, because, you know, if I do get a little bored, I'm like, okay, I'm bored with this planet. I feel like I've seen everything. Even if I haven't, because I haven't gotten 100% of the alien species, but I get a little tired of it, and I'm like, this isn't working, I'm a little bored. And I just move on to the next planet. And then when I get bored with that one, I move on again. Eventually, I feel like I will accept help and have them direct me to a black hole to maybe get me a little closer to the end. But I'm not at all rushing through this game. It's about the journey, not the destination, right? So, whatever. I won't be asking for my money back. I'm going to keep playing it for a long time, probably. Alright, enough No Man's Sky. This is not a Defense of No Man's Sky podcast. This is, you know, my regular Here's What I've Been Playing podcast and stuff. So I want to mention that I have been playing Style Savvy. Granted, it's difficult because with my new job, my commute is a lot shorter, so I don't have as much time to play portables. And when I'm home, I'm playing No Man's Sky, and I'm not necessarily playing my portables, so it's a little slow. So, but I have unlocked a bunch more stuff. There's so much more still to unlock. Like, I still have not, I've only unlocked one additional fashion brand, but I have now unlocked the hair salon and the makeup studio so that I can do people's hair and makeup for them. And thankfully, I got my hair, I was able to go to, I went to the hair salon, and finally now it's not just surprise me, you can actually choose the haircut and style that you want. So Sonia is back to her natural red locks. I'm just particular. I like her as a redhead, but he made her a blonde. She made her a blonde for a while. It was annoying. And I was gonna complain that the game was being super easy and obvious, because everyone who came into the boutique was like, "Can you find me some black shoes?" or "Can you find me a girly dress?" You know, and in the search parameters, you can actually search for style, and you can say, "Oh, I want bold, I want girly, I want flat," you know, and you can like tap that, and it will filter it down, and then you can immediately pick something without having to remember, oh, if they want girly, that's Marzipan Sky, you know. So you don't have to necessarily remember. It seems like they made it a little bit easier to do, but recently this girl came in, she's like, "Can you find me a top that matches my style? Thanks." And I was like, and I picked her something, and she did not like it, and she did not buy it. So I was like, okay, I have to pay a little more attention. It's not going to hold my hand forever. I like doing the hair, the makeup less so, and I've unlocked nearly all of the little, the different buildings and sections of town. There's, I think, still a couple left, and I only just now unlocked, I'm working towards being able to do my first fashion show, but I need to sell more stuff and get more fashionable. I need to make the town more fashionable before I can have a fashion show, so hopefully that will come very soon. But it's still super cute, and it's still really fun, and adding the ability to do hair and makeup, it really is a helpful addition, because it adds a little more variety to the gameplay, because you're not just picking out clothes and outfits for people. You can also do their hair and makeup, and it just mixes it up a little and keeps things interesting. The one thing that I'm really not into, though, is the miniatures. There's like this building where you can make miniature little dollhouse rooms, and so like every time you do something, like sometimes people will give you miniatures, like when you advance in the game, they'll be like, "Here's a bunch of miniatures. Make a room." And like, I guess if you make like enough rooms and stuff, something special will happen, but I don't care. I mean, maybe there's girls out there who like to play with miniatures. I came to dress people and do their hair and makeup. I didn't come to play with dollhouse furniture. That's just not what Style Savvy is about for me. So I'm not really into that part. Also, it seems weird because, like I said last week, they made a story to this game where this little miniature girl comes out of a dollhouse and shrinks you down and brings you into her miniature world where everything is all about fashion and beauty. And then within this miniature world, they have miniatures. So I'm like, how small are we gonna get? Is there gonna be like this Inception thing where like when I build this dollhouse with all these miniatures, another little door's gonna go and some other girl's gonna come out that's even tinier and she's gonna shrink me down even more? I don't know where this game is going. I just know that it's fashion and it's fun to play dress up, and I will inevitably go to the market to buy stock for the store, but I will buy what I like to wear so that I will get the copy of it for my own closet so I can dress my character up in that outfit because it's cute or pretty or glamorous or whatever. And it's super fun, and it's super gay. At least when you're a boy playing it, it's super gay. So that's it from me for this week. I'm going to go because my neighbor has apparently decided to mow the lawn. I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone or not, but it's sort of annoying and it's bothering me now. So I'm going to go, and I'll see you next week where I'm sure I will have more No Man's Sky and Style Savvy updates. But hopefully I can figure out something else to talk about so it's not all just that again. Bye!